Hey folks, welcome back to episode 2 of the Romanian PSL-54R rimmed. I did a little more video watching yesterday after I got the other video dropped and got some different places, and I hope it don't turn out to be that way, but I got a feeling this thing's probably going to be the same kind of dumpster fire that I saw on other videos. If you want to see just how fast these things can go to shit once that barrel heats up, go to 9-hole videos. Check those guys out. Just shameless plug. They're not a sponsor. They're another video tube. Check them out. And man, if they can't get it to work any better than that with the equipment they've got and the ammo they've got, what chance do I have? Now, I have a 8.5 by 11 inch AR 500 steel plate hanging down there right now at this position, 200 meters. Now we are zeroed at 100. We did that yesterday. I have rechecked zero for the ammunition we're using today, which is the PPU 182 grain. Yeah, 182 grain FMJs. So we're back on zero. We got a clean weapon. We got a cool weapon, relatively speaking. It's literally 9:15 Central Oklahoma this morning. Down here in this environment, where we have a lot of long-range riverine area, there ain't no wind. It's already 88 degrees in the shade I'm standing in. So this ain't gonna take us long, I don't think. But this little scope, this little fixed 4-power scope, even at 200 meters, 221 yards is where we're sitting. I can barely see that full notebook sheet sized piece of steel hanging out there in the green grass through this scope. It's trash. And there's no way to adjust the focus on this for individual diopter. If you're 17 years old, you can probably see through this thing just fine. If you're 27, you're probably not having a problem. If you're 47, you're fooked, mate. So without further ado, like I said, we're at 200 meters. Let's spin the camera angle around, see if we can pick up that plate, and see if we can at least lay 5 rounds in on it from here. Hopefully we can. Stand by. All right, so we've got that camera angle changed, and we've got that plate hanging out there at 200 meters, and man, I don't know, I can barely see that thing through the scope. I hope this don't turn out to be the dumpster fire I think it's going to be, but let's give it a shot. What do you say? All right, we got 10 rounds in here. See what we can get done. All right, that's not a bad little impact. There's 2. There's 3. Oh, went over it. Looks like I'm working that bottom right hand corner. Yeah, and I ain't working nothing. There's another one. Oh. Didn't mean to pull that one. This trigger is atrocious. There's another one. I'm working the hell out of that right hand edge. Alright, stand by. Let's see what we can do about that. Alrighty, we've got 10 more rounds in, and I fired that first string with the elevation dial sitting on the 100 meter mark, just holding a full combat sight picture. Now I've gone ahead and rotated the elevation knob to the 200 meter mark, and I've put in 1 click left correction for the fact that we're traveling a little right. So now I should be able to use a dead-on point of aim hold, and hopefully keep ringing a little steel. Let's find out, shall we? I think that went high. There we go. Another good one. Just over the right edge. Right behind it. There's another one. I can tell you I hate this flipping trigger. It makes you work for every damn hit you get. Alright, that's 10. I don't know, man. I'm not keeping a very good ratio here. Stand by. Alrighty then. You might not be able to see it by the camera angle, but I looked at it with optics at that plate, and now I'm working basically center, but I'm at the top of the plate on all the hits. So I have decreased the elevation on the scope by 1 click, so I'm sitting basically on the 1 3/4 setting for the elevation. So it'd be almost 200. So I'm running a little high with this PPU ammo, this 182 grain stuff. So I wanted to try a longer distance, but honestly, this is my last 10 rounds. I don't have any more ammo, and I'd rather just see if we can improve the hit to miss ratio a little bit. What do you say? Okay, without further ado, stand by. Let's see what we can get done. Boy, that's loud. I knew it was bad when the trigger broke. Piece of shit trigger. And that's it. Alrighty, let's get our asses out of the sun. What do you say? Stand by. Whew, damn. Tell you something, folks. Central Oklahoma, it ain't even 10:15. It's already hotter than the hubs of hell on a Sunday, and it just happens to be Sunday. Whee, if it wasn't for the little breeze we got, it'd be horrid. Horrid. You heard me use that word a few times in this video series and a couple others, and there's a reason I do. I love the word horrid because at times it is an extremely appropriate word to use given the situation. And this situation in the last couple of videos with the PSL-54R, horrid absolutely describes the trigger and the scope. on that unit. Now I know it's the original scope and it was the military version, and yeah, it's set for that. Okay, yeah, I know. You can put better ones on it, maybe. I guess you can. But I don't know where you can find a better trigger. I think you could make a better trigger out of a couple of rocks and a stick. Because, oh my God, there's no way to just set it. There's no way to get halfway precise with it. You've just got to. I mean, on the last couple of strings, I just kind of developed a pattern for just pulling through it as smoothly as I could for a trigger that was long and jerky and crunchy. Absolutely horrid. And when you team that up with an optic that is fixed power, fixed focus, 4-power, I count myself lucky that my 63-year-old ass was able to hit the plate as many times as I did with that combination in the mix, because oh my God, Jesus. Now you'll notice the picture, the still frame that I put up of the plate right before we started this after action end of action debrief. When I first started shooting the plate, I basically was still setting on the combat battle sight 0. Digit 1 on the elevation scale, 0'd on the windage, and holding just a full sight picture. And when I would hit, I was working the right edge of that plate. So I went ahead and made correction and gave it 1 click left. And at 200 meters, that moved it in almost 4 inches, maybe 5. And I went ahead and took it to the 200 meter setting on the elevation scale. This had me working more or less center, but it also had me working the very top of the plate. And I was holding dead center on the plate. So I went ahead and corrected for that last string, dropped it down 1 click on the elevation knob, so basically sitting at the 1 3/4 setting for the elevation. And it, with the exception of me pulling the trigger by accident a couple times and missing, it was just dumping them right in there. It was still a little high on the plate, but it was much closer to center, and I was satisfied with that. Like I said, I'd be happy if I could get 10 rounds in a row. I'd buy somebody a beer. I didn't, but I got 5 rounds in a row a couple times, and hey, I'm happy about that. Because let me tell you something. Whew, that trigger got me just jacked up. I think you could make a better trigger with a couple of ball bearings and a stick. But other than that, yeah, it wasn't doing too bad. But the group on that plate shows that if you move back to 400 meters, you'd have a cone of impact this wide. You better be shooting at Arnold Schwarzenegger in 1976 with a chest as wide as a barn door, because if you're not, you're not going to hit him if you do. But it was fun. I think if you had a different optic, something you could see better through, and a better trigger that you could actually get precise with, that'd be a fun little gun. I really do think it would be. Yeah. But it runs that ammo through there, it's eating. I didn't have 1 failure to feed. I had no failures at all for feeding or extraction. I had no dud rounds. I had no dead stick. It ate everything I threw in it, and it ate it with style. But I'm going to tell you something. If I decide that I need a gun that shoots 7.62 by 5.4R, and I'm going to spend $2,000 plus to get it, it ain't going to be one of these. Not unless it's got a dual trigger in it. It's a fun unit, and it's a popper, but it has its place. And, you know, I've always wanted to shoot one, and now that I've shot one, I can say I don't care if I ever shoot another one, unless it's got a dual trigger in it. But I had fun, and it got hot, and I'm getting ready to take my butt inside, get in the AC, get me something cool to drink, give this puppy a good clean, and take it back to the owner. And it's Saturday where it ought to be, and hopefully he can take a pic or two with it. I think it's really what he wanted it for. And I hope he enjoys it. I hope you guys enjoyed this flick. I hope you might have learned a little something. I hope you might have got a little entertainment value from it. I know sometimes I say things that can be kind of funny, and I don't mind if you laugh at that. I appreciate you guys stopping in, dropping your comments. 99.9% of them anyway. I don't get offended by anything you might say. I have some comments that come from trolls that just make me die laughing. And I'd mention them here, but I'd probably get in trouble. It's at least what my response would be. But I hope you guys had a great day. I hope you have the rest of your weekend doing good for you. Stay cool, stay safe. Get out there, get you some range time, get your little trigger time. It can't do anything but help. And take care of yourselves, take care of one another, love yourself and love one another. And stand by for what might be dropping in a week or two. You never know what I'm going to come up with. Might be something even cooler, who knows. But I appreciate you folks stopping by. Be good. I love you. And that's true. I don't monetize. I do this as a hobby. I do this because I hope people like what I do. Take care of yourselves, and hopefully, real soon, I'll be seeing you good folks somewhere downrange. Bye.